All right, so this speech about what society needs is going to be about pollution, our dying environment, and what we can do to help our world. Here's my notes. Nothing crazy. Let's get into it. All right, so science shows that we have 12 years to save our planet from irreversible damage. And what I'm saying by that is that there's a lot of air, land, and water pollution going on. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone in our classroom at some point has littered at some point in their lives, even if it's one, two times. Kind of makes a big difference. And so through, extensive research and just some certain guidance, recovering things as what we can do as a community to really make a difference. So first I want to start with air pollution. Air pollution is kind of one of the big factors right now. There's a lot of carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. All these gases cause a greenhouse gas, and that's what's causing heat to be trapped in the earth. It's kind of causing climate change. Ways we could solve that is using, more electric cars. A lot of the pollution is caused from cars in general, from human uses. Obviously, there's natural causes like volcanoes, forest fires. A lot of the gases will cause pollution in the atmosphere, but it's nothing compared to our use of cars and factories. So switching over to electric cars could really make that big bump. There's billions of people in the world driving billions of cars. Let's make a difference. I know electric cars are just now starting to be on the rise, and they're becoming more accessible to us. Next, I'd like to cover water pollution. Water pollution is another big factor, especially for the ocean. One thing to mention is that 2.5 billion people don't have access to bathrooms, or they don't have bathrooms in their country. And so a lot of the feces and just like human waste goes into the ground, goes into groundwater, or it goes into rivers where they're dumping it in, and it's causing the water to become contaminated. And people try to drink that water, and then they end up getting sick and they get diarrhea. And a lot of children die every year from contaminated water. Now, I gotta mention the dead zones in the ocean. There's no oxygen there, so fish literally die in the dead zones. There's also oil spills, garbage waste, just a lot of things going on in the ocean. And just simple ways to start fixing this is, the use of bathrooms and fixing like sewage, how sewage works, like maintaining clean bathrooms. Occasionally the septic system will break and it leaks water into the ground, and it makes the groundwater contaminated, which is bad for animals. Ways to fix this is just to not dump waste into rivers or water in general. Allow land waste to go straight into the ocean. So there's a way to make a difference for that. Next, I'd like to cover land pollution. Just like water, there's a lot of land waste, and this is probably the biggest one, obviously the most visually obvious one. The landfills are massive these days, and the amount of landfill waste that gets into the ocean is significant. Ways we can reduce landfills, or not landfills, but pollution, littering, reusable bags. Reusable bags are going to make a big difference. Plastic, you're just your common plastic store bag. Companies could save a lot of money off of not even making those anymore. If people just brought their own bags to the store, that would save a lot of plastic bags. Because just imagine how many plastic bags do you get from the grocery store? 1, 2, 3. Some people get 5 or 6 or 10. A lot of plastic. One person can get a lot of plastic bags just from shopping, especially at the mall. So as I'm wrapping up this speech, I'd like to cover that it's not too late. It's not too late to make a difference. We have 12 years. Obviously, electric cars are on the rise. Reusing bags is going to be a big factor. Also, cups. This isn't really a cup, but kind of an example. Just a reusable cup. Just carry that around with you instead of going to the store buying plastic bottles. Why not just use a cup or one of your own bottles that you can carry around with you and just drink out of that? You don't need plastic bottles for everything. All this is really going to come down to an individual level as a society for us to come together and reduce waste, reduce littering. Littering is obviously probably one of the biggest factors, along with air pollution. Those two big things, air pollution causes smog, and it makes it be harder for people to breathe, and it causes just lung damage in general. So wrapping this up, it comes down to an individual level. We need to stop littering. Littering is it's so easy to just take something to the trash, or recycling. People are literally creating. There's so many things being created through recycling, like solar panels. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about that, but going through the solar panels being recreated just through recycling is insane. So that's it for my speech. I hope you guys learned something, or it's just something you already knew. Have a good day.